All right. Hi, everyone. Welcome back to Andromeda Adventures in Endara the Second Age. You can see we have not quite a full crew tonight. David is with us, but is on a business call right now and will be joining us in a little bit. And the wonderful and amazing Kira is at a incredible conference and being a total badass in her professional field. So we wish her the best of luck and are cheering her on. Way to go, Kira. Um, and would like to take a moment to apologize to everyone for last week. A bug went around, a lot of us got sick, and then there were some technical problems that we just weren't quite able to figure out, which is why there was no episode last week. So we do apologize, but we're still here with you. We love playing and entertaining you guys, so we're going to keep going. Next announcement, next thing for everyone to know is, again, starting the week after August 25th, I will be away for a period of time for about 2 to 4 weeks while I recover from surgery. And during that time, they will likely be, the rest of the crew will likely finish the Bard Out of Hell session and then be doing a short adventure. Most likely, David's going to run the next Alien chapter, or we've discussed doing starting Ravenloft or doing a few other random one-shots. That being said, in the future, we are coordinating a couple of fun things so that if we do have people who are unable to make it, we'll still be showing up and providing you some fun, silly games and things like that, including questions from our audience. So if you guys have any questions that you would like to ask me, the other players, or even have questions that you would like to direct to the characters in Endara, post them in chat, jump onto the Andromeda Adventures Discord, and send them to the stream team. We'll compile them all and create a list of fun little questions for us to go over. Additionally, we're planning on doing Narrative Telephone. It's a fun little game for role players and improv people. If you're familiar with Critical Role at all, the ones that kind of started it and gave us the idea. We're going to be recording some of those, and you'll get to watch our reactions to the videos live as they're compiled, and we'll have that kind of in a backlog. Next up, I'd like to thank our Patreons and our amazing producer, Nick. Thank you. And to all of those that support Andromeda Adventures. And if you're interested in helping support Andromeda Adventures and keeping the show and the server and everything going, you can check out our Patreon. I post maps every month for everybody, and there's a couple of perks, including getting to build an NPC that I will bring with me personally and bring into the world and interact with the players and characters either in this stream, the Endara Second Age, or in the upcoming Star Trek Adventures stream that is still in production. Lastly, for those of you who are following RPGs in recent news, Marvel just released the Marvel Multiverse RPG, a new system that uses what they call the 616 system, and it's really interesting, seems really fun, and Andromeda Adventures is going to be, and me personally, specifically, is going to be running 2 one-shots, one this Saturday and one next Saturday, from 3 p.m. to around 9-ish, depending until we finish the one-shot. Could end earlier, could end a little later. Including character creation, a chance to get to know the Marvel 616 system, and a fun cyberpunky comic book superhero adventure for everyone. So if you're interested, there's going to be a link. I'm going to post some links to our Patreon and to the startplaying.games pages for those games. Check them out, and there will be a brief description of the one-shot in the chat as well. So let us know if you're interested. And other than that, does anyone else have any announcements they'd like to make? Helps if you're a little bit. Oh, and apparently the description's too long, so you'll have to check the SPG links for the full description of the adventure. And I think with that, James, can you cue that intro? All right. So, last we left off, you guys had arrived in Versailles. Hadrian, will you catch the audience up on what happened last time on Endara the Second Age?
As best I can, sure, I suppose. So we were still in Jill's creepy, not experimental mad scientist basement, and we found a weird ritual circle where he had taken some piece of flesh out of a jar. We didn't really know what it was. Westora found a bunch of information on me and Anna and was kind enough not to just read through all of it, but rather gave those dossiers to us. And mine contained some information that suggested that I brought this black stuff to Jill's attention, and also that he helped me or helped get it out of me, which or like control it a bit, or I don't know, but made me feel very weird and angry. And then Anais, with Goth's help, burned down Jill's house, which, pun intended, probably the hottest thing I've seen anyone do so far since coming back to consciousness. We then went back to the chateau for a night of drinking. I really wanted to commune with this Ica to tell it to fuck off. My companions told me that was a bad idea. I thought they were wrong, but then a little voice in my head, sort of a deity from above, suggested they were right about it, and I didn't do it in the end. And after that, we just sort of traveled basically pretty quickly by horse all the way down to Versailles the next morning. We managed to find someone to take care of Elsbeth, a friend of Anna's, and we are on our way through Marcouche towards Wallachia, looking for a way to stop the war. 1, 2, information about the Black Blade and Nylea. 3, information about the pasts of anyone in this group who may or may not have issues with recall. I believe that's it, though. We very travel heavy and arson heavy session, which I approve of. The arson, not the travel.
Obviously. And yes, although you hadn't quite headed out into Marcouche,
No, we were in Versailles, but we were going to.
You guys and you guys had taken the horses and traveled into Versailles. And as you had arrived and made your way through the city, you had seen the ruined structures and damage, which for the three of you that are here and Westora, you guys were present when the attack happened, and it is somewhat inspiring to see how quickly the city has gathered resources and is trying to reconstruct and rebuild to its grandeur. But there is an air and kind of slight tension to the city folk, as much as they are trying to rebuild. The scars of what happened linger, and word of the assassination attempt on the Queen and the declaration of war on Amaris by Godric, as well as the rumors that are spreading of the coming war with Wallachia after they assisted in the assassination attempt, has everyone a bit on edge. And it is not the glorious celebrating party city that you guys had come into during calibration, and instead there is this atmosphere of heavy policing and tension and stress as much as people trying to go about their lives. Making your way through the gates is troublesome as everything is being checked and double checked. People that are looked at suspiciously or don't have the proper paperwork are being detained and held and questioned and processed. You can see outside of guard barracks and city structures that criminals are starting to be dealt with very harshly, and people suspected of aiding Godric and the bandits that were supposedly a part of his resistance group are being persecuted and hunted. And the city itself seems almost in support of this and happy. It does seem to provide some sense of security to the people here. You guys had made your way to the eastern gate, where upon looking out, you could see the 100 mercenary companies bidding and bargaining with different people preparing to head out and travel across Marcouche. A couple of small groups of Marcousians offering to act as guides, caravans gathering together and trying to plan their trip. From what you guys know, the road that leads out of Versailles to the east wraps around the mountain range through Marcouche and eventually heads down into Astria. There are no roads that head directly east towards Wallachia or through Marcouche. And Garth has some familiarity and has made the trip before and had access to a few maps of the general area. So Garth, you're fairly confident that despite the lack of roads and travel, you can guide them through Marcouche to Wallachia, if not directly to any particular city in Wallachia. You at least know roughly how to get there. Having traveled for the better part of the last, I think, 7 days, 8 days, that's how long you guys have been on the road, Westora and Anais have decided that before going on a months-long journey through the wilderness with no amenities, they would like to enjoy some of Versailles' pleasantries and amenities. And so they have left briefly to go enjoy some of the opulent and more extravagant bathhouses and theaters in town. And the rest of you, the Hadrian, Magnar, and Garth, and Barry, through wandering the town, unsure of what to go or what to do, with a little bit of wanderlust, have decided to stop by the Tipsy Glass, where you all met, playing the game of Liar's Dice on calibration. And as you are walking in, Magnar, you realize you were in such a rush to leave town, you forgot to pick up your new hammer.
I was just realizing that. In fact, I was trying desperately to think if we had actually left at the end of the last episode. But
Maybe.
yes.
Oh boy.
Well, he's got plenty of time to work on it, and I did warn him and pay him in advance that might happen because we are a forgetful lot and do tend to sort of charge off into things.
But you're kind of walking into the old Tipsy Glass.
Fuck.
And I'll put you guys on the Tipsy Glass map.
But by the way, so Goth sent a suggestion, which I think is a good one. Do you want to share it with the group, Goth?
How about a boys' night out?
I love that idea. The girls are having their night, we can have ours. And Barry, you are one of the boys as far as I'm concerned, so...
Barry's actually a female.
You say he all the time when you're talking about Barry. You've literally never said she once. Either you're misgendering poor Barry, or you're lying to me.
No, she is.
I look at Barry, raise an eyebrow.
Just tilts its head, looks at you.
It's drunk. It's a drunk bear. It doesn't really matter. He's part of the boys. boys, though. Come on, like she's
Oh
part
yeah,
of the boys.
I'm not
yeah.
gonna kick her out.
Yeah,
And
all right.
as you guys are looking around, you see the old tables. You can see the spot where you guys encountered Gilles for the first time. The table where you guys met, where you had all gathered around playing liar's dice, is open and off to the side.
The bartender's name, one of the two, is Isabella, right? Something along those lines. Isabel, I believe.
Isabel
Yeah,
was the one that you met, the younger sister.
Is she visible? Since we tipped her well and were nice to her, so just gonna.
She is. She is currently busy with several of the patrons and carrying drinks. And you can see in one hand she's carrying a large roast bird of some kind, probably a turkey, over to one of the tables.
I'm gonna wave at her and go and sit at the bar. I think. So I'll move myself to the bar and sit down.
As you approach the older woman behind the bar, that's in her 30s. Some lines on her skin showing the wear, and dressed a bit more conservatively. Kind of walks up. Hey, what can I get you?
Oh well, I'm waiting for the rest of the group to make a decision on whether they're joining me here or not. Are you guys coming for drinks or what?
Oh, right, yes, sorry.
Are we taking the bar or are we taking a table?
The bar. Always take the bar. Talking to the bartender is way more interesting.
Than us?
No, but like it adds a level of interest to the conversation.
I guess.
I see it's going to be one of those nights.
Well,
Oh.
it generally is with these two.
One of
Three.
what nights?
Well, let's just say I hear plenty of stories about lost loves and old problems, creaking injuries, and old glory tales about how big something was. And, well,
I mean, maybe Barry has some of those. I wasn't planning on sharing anything like that, though.
and as much as I always am happy to take care of my patrons, and it's wonderful to see people coming and going, I'm not a counselor. I'm just a bartender.
It's one and the same sometimes.
It can be, yeah. But we don't expect you to be. For now, I'd like you, please, if you're willing, to be a bartender and pour a bottle of your finest scotch, I think. And a keg of ale for the bear.
A whole keg? For the bear?
To start with,
starter,
yeah. You'll trust me. You'll see.
And how many kegs for the dwarf?
I think one sip would be good.
He's not the hardiest dwarf I've ever met.
He's actually the least hardy dwarf we've ever met.
How many dwarves have you met? Oh, actually, you've probably met quite a few. Never mind. Yes.
Yeah.
No, not renowned for it,
More-
but we'll
more
have some
than
of the
10.
scotch.
Alrighty. Round of scotch is coming up, and a
Yeah,
keg to start with.
Yeah,
Right.
yeah.
have a second one ready though. He goes really fast. She goes really fast. Sorry.
I'll tell you
it's-
what. 2 gold, and I'll just bring the second one out right away.
I will slap
That's a
4
deal.
gold on the table and just.
All right, give me a
Deal.
moment. And she quickly grabs some glasses and makes sure that they're clean. Reaches to a mid shelf and pours you guys each small glasses of scotch. Sets them all down and reaches under and would you like it chilled?
The scotch or the keg?
The scotch.
That's a thing? No. Just neat is fine for me.
No, I'll try this.
All
Yeah,
right.
yeah, you can do it. Yeah, go on.
All right, go
She
on then.
reaches out and pulls out these kind of misting white stones that are a deep grayish black and have a little blue frost. She kind of grabs a and tosses them into the glass, so you can hear the sort of a clinking as the mist kind of rises up from them, and the creaking of the glass chilling.
Oh, now that is clever. You get to chill it, but without diluting it.
Does it taste better? Is the real question.
Well,
Some people prefer it that way.
Chilling mostly mellows the flavor, but
Garth, I wouldn't put your tongue on it though. On the thing, that's been known to cause problems.
What
All
if
right,
I-
2 kegs,
What happens if I swallow it?
and she walks off into the back room.
Right.
it's probably best you don't find that one out,
Yeah,
Garth.
probably best.
Garth. On the other hand, Magna,
Yes.
scientific experimentation does demand we take risks, does it not?
Look,
Oh,
I,
yeah,
I
with
will. I will remind you of the last
Magna,
time we did scientific
bottle.
experiments
Lips
with
are
the
moving,
bottle.
but you're not saying anything. I believe
Yeah.
that the gods have, as they say, muted you once again.
What?
With the bottle,
Still nothing.
I can hear him.
Yeah.
I can hear.
Well, Garth, Magna is currently indisposed.
No, this is a bit strange because everyone else
No.
can hear me and you
Yeah, I
can't.
can hear
Yeah,
him.
we can all.
Oh, actually, is actually Hadrian unable to hear any of us? I think that's entirely possible.
I think Hadrian has been hit
Oh,
by
I
a
see.
silence spell.
That's right. That would be a very clever one
Deafened.
for the barmaid to
Blindness,
keep up her
deafness.
sleeve.
Will be upon you.
All right, everyone. We apologize, everyone, for this brief.
Shall I put us on a
break screen.
break screen? I think possibly.
Yeah, we're gonna take a brief break for technical issues, so see if we can get this solved. We apologize. We'll be right back.
One
Fantastic.
second.
I don't think we're on the break screen either.
Apologies. It wasn't Magna this time. That was my fault. I was making assumptions. I guess I just had stuff in my ears. What have I missed?
Well, we're actually not even like. Okay.
Oh, yeah, we are.
Now we're back.
We're back.
We're back. We're back. All right. Sorry about that, everyone. We left off the bartender who you don't know the name of, Isabel's older sister, just walked off to get the kegs. She had provided some chilled stones for Garth to have a scotch on the rocks, literally. And you guys were sitting at the bar, and Hadrian went deaf in the ear for a second, but
Yeah, I just-
Like
I-
I said.
I just went away for a bit. It happens, you know. I was back in a different place.
Like with the bottle when we did the experiments with it. You learned a lot, didn't you?
Oh, I did
Yeah,
learn a lot. Yes, but
What are we
yeah,
waiting for?
but I would have thought you'd have learned more.
I did learn
No,
a
he
little
actually
bit.
didn't, because you didn't let him be in the middle of it. He didn't learn his lesson. Until there's pain, there's no lesson learned.
No, I
There
didn't.
was pain. It went straight through him.
It went straight through me. Yeah.
I guess I wasn't there for that. Well, to surviving scientific experimentation, I'll say, and I'll raise my glass and take a drink.
it's okay. Scotch. It's not great. It's not bad.
It's a boys' night out. We're not drinking to enjoy. We're drinking for the effects, I think.
I always drink for the effects.
Yeah, I know you do, Garth. I did give you a bottle of my best scotch, and you just chugged it with breakfast like it was nothing. So,
It was good. It was a good scotch.
yeah, I know. Did you realize that after or before you woke up from the second hangover? Though?
We're up between the first and the second.
Got it. At some point, Frosty, I will like I said, like I want to check in with Isabel to see if like Jill gave them any shit, basically. But until she's done with that, I'm just gonna turn to the others. And so, other than drinking here, what should we do with this boys' night out? Are there any activities the girls wouldn't approve of, or that Westora wouldn't approve of, and then Anais would say she didn't approve of, but kind of would have some fun with if she was actually there?
Well, there's a lot of activities I think the store would not approve of.
Yeah, there's a very long. That's why I'm trying to say, like, let's. Okay, Westora would not approve of most things, but let's let's dismiss anything she would approve of as first criterion, right? We don't do anything she'd approve of. What else is
Alright.
there?
I think we're right there on the drinking side of things.
And she comes back carrying the 2 kegs. Right, here you are.
Perfect.
Sets the
thank
2
you.
kegs down. Oh, all right. Isabel, table 5, please. And goes off and she grabs a couple of drinks. If you'll excuse me.
Yeah.
So, Garth, you know the lands we're going to be travelling through.
A little bit, yeah.
You got
Not like super familiar with it, but
you got some idea what we might be heading into.
Morkush is there's not a lot in the way of cities. A lot of tribal kind of sorts. A lot of nomadic people. A lot. It could be very tough to traverse for those who are not really experienced with it.
Well, I saw all those sort of thugs for hire at the gate that were sort of offering safe passage.
Yeah, they say safe passage, but then about 3 days to the trip, you wake up and they're not there.
Oh, I see. Well, okay.
Yeah, and you lost your gold.
And you're stuck in the middle of God knows
And you're
where.
stuck in the middle of Morkush. Yeah. Best not to really trust them folks.
This
Yes.
is a really lame boys' night out conversation.
Oh, I'm sorry.
I thought we were gonna.
Oh.
No, I thought we were gonna talk about really
Well,
weird
it's
stuff. And now
very-
it's like directions.
It's very serious. We need to learn. I mean, I don't know how well you guys are used to traveling. It's not easy.
Garth, are you more worried about Markush or Wallachia?
Both. Morkush is not a friendly land.
So we
It
get
is
through it
like
as
it.
quickly as possible. Is that what you're saying?
Try. But as much as we plan, there'll probably still be problems.
The issue with Markush is, from what I remember, there's no kind of there is a bit of a unifying structure, but most of the peoples there aren't necessarily bound by the word of the king. It's more like if he's there and ready to punch you in the face, then you listen to him. But if he's not, you kind of do what you want. And so,
Yeah.
if we're not near the big city, like tribes can do whatever they want.
Well, I can appreciate a hands-on sort of monarch, but that seems like a fairly limited sort of area of control,
Well,
Yeah.
like punching
control-
distance of the king.
it's controlled by strength. He's not actually trying to project an imperial power. He's just the biggest, strongest guy on the block, right? Like,
Morkush's hierarchies are like, I'm the strongest one here, so I'll get to rule for now. Until I'm not the strongest one, and then I don't rule.
which, by the way, I think we should talk about this because Westora's particular brand of diplomacy,
Will not
while
work.
it worked very well here, will not work there. Like,
No.
if she tries to stop me from decking somebody in the face, you should probably stop her from doing that, because not showing strength in Markush is
Bad.
an insult, actually. Like,
So what you're saying, like, well, we might be shaking hands. It's probably just better to just go up and bop somebody on the nose.
Yeah.
correct. Right. Like, I mean, think about how I interacted with Leon, right? Like, the first time I met him, Goth was like, hey, this guy wants to fight. Do you want to fight him, Hadrian? And I said yes. And then we laughed about it afterwards. That's Markush for you. That's
But
the
first,
extreme
talk
version.
later. Yeah.
Right then, well, we should get some practice in, which I think would lead us to the point of doing things that Westora wouldn't approve of, which is going and finding a
Ooh.
fighting pit.
Ooh, is there a fighting pit here?
There is in
Uh-oh.
Austria.
I kind of crack my hands and, okay. Oh, this is going to be fun. Let's get going.
Well, I think I
Um,
might need a. No, it's probably best if I don't finish my second
Hey,
scotch.
Magna, you don't need a mace. You've never hit with anything anyway. Maybe your fists are your true craft.
No, I've still got my old one. I can.
Yeah.
Get
but
some practice in with it.
Okay, well, sure.
You guys will have to go on for a second while I set up the fighting pit. I have a map for it.
Uh-oh.
It's just not prepared. I did not
Okay,
anticipate
well,
this.
well, yeah, we maybe took a left turn when we should have taken a right.
What are our fighting code names? Or are we going to go with the pirate names Elsbeth gave us?
No,
Right, Shorty. Got it. Grumpy. How's that?
It's fine. I'll go with Shorty.
No, Grumpy is fine. I like Grumpy for you, actually. It connects you to a well-known franchise from Ishgard that nobody here would know about, but it's nostalgic for me.
All right then.
So Grumpy,
Sharkbait is me.
Sharkbait. I think Sharkbait's actually a pretty cool fighting ring name, if I'm not going to lie.
Yeah, I'm the bait. I hope there's no sharks around.
I'm reasonably sure. Don't quote me on this, but
Hey,
I'm reasonably
reasonably
sure that
sure.
in a
Magnar, have you never heard of a were-shark?
honestly no.
Are they real?
Children.
I've heard rumors. I've never actually seen.
Yeah. They
Well,
do tend to stick to the streets, though. They form these weird gangs. There's like 4 of them. They go around solving crimes.
you ever
Same
heard
thing
of
as like Jawsome.
You ever heard of Big Leg?
Big Leg? No.
Big Leg. Yeah. People say
dear.
he's not real, but I've seen him.
I see. Big Leg. Yeah, okay, I got you. Yeah. I have heard rumors.
Yeah, he's real.
Oh, up in the
Really?
mountains.
Do you have
Oh,
photographic evidence of this?
What's a photograph?
Have you drawn it convincingly?
I could draw what I saw.
All right, go ahead. Draw what you saw. I like hand him a sketch paper.
Okay.
Draw a picture of Big
Is it just
Leg.
like a stick figure with one big leg, basically?
Yeah,
Oh, yeah. Count
that
on
is what I
that
saw.
Photographic evidence.
He's out
No
in the
way
woods.
somebody just made that up.
He's out in the forest of Sandishfall.
I
Well,
see.
One to keep an eye out for. The tracks would be reasonably easy to follow.
Yeah, it's like one big track and a little one.
Yeah,
And
unless he hops. I'd hop if I was.
What if he like climbs the trees though?
it's a little difficult with one leg that's that big.
All right. As you guys are having your conversation, sipping your drinks, you do eventually come to a large arena, and you can hear people cheering and shouting and roars and things, metal clanging and slamming against. You hear what sounds like a horrifying creature let out a roar, and then someone screeching in pain, and a wet splashing sound, kind of echoing through out of the arena, and just cheers rise up like a thunderous crowd, and there's people kind of moving in and heading out. Like there's a steady flow. You can see a small area off to the side where a couple people are like talking and trying to like make bets or place bets.
Do we see any like
And-
booker or bouncer or person we have to sign up with? Like anybody who's obviously taking names?
Make an investigation check.
Plenty.
So, being used to working and moving through kind of seedy underbelly parts of the town, you kind of are like gesturing for Magnar and Garth to follow you, and you slip a gold coin to a guy by a door, and he like and give him a little nod, and he lets you down into a basement. And as you're walking in, you can see a bunch of fighters like preparing, and there's a large muscle-bound orc just covered in tattoos, 2 huge tusks, giant mohawk that splits into 2 long braids that head down his chest, with just these huge mutton chops. They're like flared out and ratty and painted with red to match the tattoos across
Is
his
his
body.
name the Wolverine by any chance?
And he has a huge hammer on his back. At least it's not quite a hammer. It's got 2 large hammer ends, but it ends in 2 sort of crescent spikes on either side, a net. And he's kind of orchestrating and letting everyone around. And having talked to a few people, you've been down here, and he walks over and you're looking for a fight? Fresh meat for the arena, want to make some gold?
Yes. Sorry, did you need a bigger answer than that, or like we want to fight? Yeah, that's why we're here.
You look a little tidy, and he leans over and looks down at Magnar. His shirt kind of stout. He's like,
Oh, don't let his size fully. He cannot hit something with the mace.
it's to the death, right?
Yes.
Did we? Did we know that? Sorry. Did we know that?
Yes, we did.
We
Did
do
we?
now.
I'm assuming there
Yeah.
are no rules, right? Except for don't
Don't die, probably.
run and don't
Put
die.
on a better show.
Put on
Get
a
on
better
more
show.
gold.
Put on a show.
So
And you could have a taste with your bets, but don't expect a feast if you're betting on yourself.
Oh, right.
I got it. Okay, so you need a show. We can give you one.
So what if I bet on the other thing?
Well, you'll win, and you'll be dead.
Maybe dwarves got spirit. Yeah. He gets it. You'll do fine here. And he gives you this huge hearty slap on the back.
Yes. Mm.
Do we go in as a group or one by one?
Groups are okay. We usually go 5-on-5 or a few others. Generally, we've got a whole bunch of creatures here for entertainment and a couple of executions that are being put up for that.
No executions. Some creatures sound good to me. And sorry that my face has been blurred out. Obviously, we need anonymity here, just in case we're recognized. But I can't stop. I can't unblur.
You don't
it
decide what you fight. It's a lot.
That's fine. Whatever it is going to get fucked up.
We'll see. We'll see. You got fire. Yeah. All right. Have a seat. Help yourself to the gruel. And drinks are on the house.
I'll have a drink before I
We'll
go in.
call you. He looks over all of you as Tussring. The duo, as he counts you guys and raises 5 fingers while he's counting you.
I'm not the best with the numbers, right? Hear me out.
Oh, what's the final countdown? That's our name now. We're the final countdown.
Hear me out. I see one, the little one here. The one with the black hair, and myself is 3. And the bear is 4.
Yeah,
I think.
there's 4.
Right. Yes, that many. Good.
Yeah. Yeah, something like that.
The Fierce Four. I still think the final countdown is a good name, though.
Well, that sounds a bit final to me.
What do you guys want to be called? You decide.
Maybe not the final something, if this is like last time, but it's our first time. You
Right.
know,
Well, ultimate then, or something.
ultimate. Oh, there's 4 of us, right?
Yeah.
The Fantastic Four.
Oh.
All right. Fantastic 4 it is. He kind of goes over
You can
and
be
he's
called
like,
Thingberry. That's your name.
Grigus, you're up next, and grabs this scrawny guy's like, huh? And gets thrown over into the pit. And you can see the pulling as you hear this howling, yowling sort of animal beastly sound. As you can see this enormous wolf being dragged out in chains, a huge muzzle on its face. And this guy that they're sending in with him must weigh 90 pounds soaking wet. Barely able to hold up his sword as they're sitting about to fight what
Should
could
we
only be
help him?
described as a dire wolf on steroids.
Should we help him?
I don't think we can.
We join his team.
And as you guys are looking around, the whole pit here, you can see different chambers and halls. Different fighters are lined up. Almost all of them look here voluntarily. Actual warriors here to make some money, bet their lives, and do everything like that. The rare exceptions are in several cages in the back, kind
Those
of
would
ringed
be
up.
the executions he was
You
talking
can see
about.
various animals that have been caught. One of them, none of you have seen before. It's covered in yellow fur. You've seen these things that look humanoid. This is like a B-style one. Like, if you've ever seen a leonin in your character's life, it looks like that, but on all fours, pure muscle, this huge, fiery mane of hair, and jaws the size of your head with massive teeth. Like, it looks like it could crush you. In one of the cells, you see what looks to be a humanoid wolf circling around and pacing with a giant silver chain around its neck that is hissing and burning. Uh, and like you can see smoke rising from its throat. It's got a huge, distorted, large arm. It stands about 15 feet tall, barely squeezed into the cage, and has two antlers growing out of its head. And there's a silver medallion hanging from its neck.
Do I recognize the medallion?
Yes, you do. And it's red-eyed, and it seems in agony and pain as this giant chain collar around it. And it's roaring and trying to bite and chew at the claws. And every time it tries to flex and stretch, the chain burns and hisses on it, just sort of provoking and aggravating in this caged animal. In another cell, you see a creature that has 3 heads, 5 arms sort of jutting off of it, and faces growing and stitched out of its body. It's green skinned, and it's just in a loincloth that looks like some spare fabric that was thrown. And it's held to the wall by a chain around its neck and has a huge cage over its primary 3 heads. It's got little strands of black or white hair coming out of it, and all of the mouths are screaming, and it's this horrible amalgamation of things that smells and reeks. It's slick and oily and slimy. There's mucus dripping of it. It's just drooling these thick gray and green sludge from its mouth. And in the third cell, you see a beautiful woman in long flowing robes, leather armor, and a huge hood that seems to shift and move, keeping her face down. You can see the angle of the narrow pointed jaw and crimson lips with slight greenish tint to the skin. And it looks like she's sitting cross-legged at first until you start to notice, no, the body forms into one solid appendage that's curled up underneath her. Give me one moment. And she's shackled her hands together. Lastly, you see in one of the cages, the 4th cage, 4 large lizards. 2 of them are blue and 2 of them are green. They have long horns coming off the front of their nose and look like segmented armored plates across their body. Their feet, their front feet come down into 4 talons on the front with a dew claw, and they have huge, like 3-inch long talons on each hand. And the back legs come down with 3 front talons and 1 rear, like on a dog, that rear toe to help stabilize. And their tails extend into this long, almost feathered shape.
I would like to go over to the woman if I can.
I'll go to the wolf man.
I'm just
Okay.
staying back and observing.
as Garth, you approach Wolfman, who's in kind of the front cage. As you get close, the long, huge, extended arm like slams against the cage. You can actually hear and see the metal bend and groan as the chain pulls and hisses. And you can see the fur start to almost ignite in little white flames as it looks at you. Make an insight check for me.
22.
It's animals. This is not an animal that is angry or ferocious. It is in so much pain and just overwhelmed that it isn't thinking straight. It's just in a pure instinctual lashing out at anything it can kind of state, as though it's not like you can see the confusion and pain in its eyes as it desperately rails against this chain and cage, and a hint of fear. And even as it looks at you, this recognition, what consciousness is in there, seems to recognize you back and kind of pulls back for a second. You can see it kind of fighting its pain for a moment before it just lashes out again, kind of in a confused stupor.
What was the guy's name again? The one that we met?
Grigori.
No, the one from the pit.
Oh.
The one that's leading it.
I don't think you got his name.
No, pretty sure we didn't.
Can I
Big
flag him
guy.
down?
Yeah.
Excuse me.
Yeah.
This one here, where'd you come across?
Oh, the werebeast. We law majors caught it fleeing south, heading into Jeru. Covered in blood. Think it destroyed and slaughtered the Maud's family, so it was sentenced to death.
Is there any way you could take that?
You
part
should have
off it?
seen the stories I heard about what happened to Chateau Mott's. I hope whoever ends up encountering this puts it down well.
Is there any way you could get that collar off of it?
And let it break through and rampage the city? No way. That's for all our safety. It's keeping it restrained. But we'll take the collar off when it's in the arena. It deserves a fighting chance. Everything does.
It's so how much for it?
How much for it?
Yeah.
It's to be executed. You want to pay to fight it. You
I
want
wanna-
this one particularly, not a lot?
I want to pay to possess it.
You have to take that up with a Justicar.
How much for a fight?
You think you can take it?
I think I could.
Give me 10 gold. I'll make sure it gets drawn for you, the Fantastic Four.
All right. Here's 10 gold.
You seem like a good sort. I hope you treat this beast well and give it an honorable death.
I happen to know this beast. And he's not a beast. Not normally. I don't think.
Oh, you do seem to have a way with beasts. Your bear there's impressive.
I think he raised her myself.
That's nice. I raised a squirrel once. It was a little tiny thing. It was really cute and sweet. Nutter butter. Used to love eating peanuts. Poor thing. Used to always scurry around trying to climb on me until I accidentally sat on him one day. It's a shame.
I'm terribly sorry for your loss. Question for you.
Love that little squirrel.
He was a mighty warrior, too. Made him a little dagger for himself, taught him to use it.
Question for you. What happens in the event of a draw?
Is it both people knocked out?
Yeah.
I don't know. It's never happened. Both people have died before. That kind of solves that problem.
What if no one dies?
And the fight doesn't end.
All right. Yeah. We'll fight that one then.
Hey, you over there! Watch out for her. Don't look in the eyes.
Is he talking to me?
Adrian, you're walking
Yeah.
I
yeah,
to
that's
I'm
the
gonna-
woman's cell.
I go right up to the cell. I completely ignore him and just say, I think I know who you are, but who are you?
Fascinating few with their approach.
I cock my head and just, and why is that?
They get scared.
Not an issue I usually have.
And in a blink of an eye, just reflexively, you can see the sort of muscle buff age right at the gate, kind of still looking down.
I don't move.
Interesting. You might be fun.
I might be fun. Is that what you said? Sorry, the hissing kind of detracts from the audibility of your statements.
Don't want too many people listening in. I smell trouble on you.
That is an accurate sense of smell, then.
Perhaps a trade?
A trade is always welcome, but first, why are you in here?
I had a little fun with a couple of merchants traveling. They had hired some protection that I didn't notice. And the Justicars weren't, and Magisters, law mages, and all their grandiose titled buffoons weren't too pleased with me.
It's a very evasive answer to a very simple question, but before I continue to press, what trade did you have in mind?
A precious dagger for those lockpicks.
I smile at her and just... Why am I not supposed to look you in the eyes?
Oh, do you really want to know?
Let me think about it. I did ask the question, and I am curious, but on the other hand... No, I guess there is no other hand.
Come closer.
I think you're already pressed up against the bars, and so am I.
She's
so-
like literally for you to like actually come up against the bars.
Sure.
All right. Make a perception check for me.
15?
You can feel her hands like pull you in tight, like chained on the other side. And you definitely note that you're pretty sure she's using her tail to pickpocket your lockpicks.
I smack the
But-
tail. No.
But before you get a chance to do it, like she looks up at you, and I need a Constitution saving throw as she makes eye contact with you.
31.
You feel your whole body start to kind of stiffen and harden, but it nothing bad happens, but you can feel the petrifying gaze in your body.
No,
fighting you
no.
off.
I know, but so it doesn't affect me. I slap. No. Like I said, I'm not so easily
She-
taken in by
As
such
you
tricks.
look at it, the face is beautiful, and you can see into the hood, the
Mhm.
writhing tendrils and serpent-like hair of tentacles, and the glorious pale, just slightly green-tinted skin, and these intense
Mhm.
yellow serpent eyes.
I smile at her.
Now,
Still's like slapping the tail away. But
it recoils. Can't blame a girl for trying.
well, sure I can, but it doesn't really matter. So I'm assuming you're in there because they think you're a monster. Is that correct?
Oh, no, I am a monster.
Yeah, and so am I. Doesn't mean we deserve to be locked up and executed in an arena, does it?
Well, it depends on who you ask, but I would prefer to make a convenient departure.
And if we do this trade, you think you'll be able to do that?
Easily.
Then certainly.
Then give me a kiss.
All right.
She leans in and kisses you, and
lean
you
in
can
and
feel
kiss her.
her swapping a dagger using a sleight of
Wow.
hand for
Okay. I thought you meant with the tongue, and I was like,
no, for
Ball
like
dagger.
with her hands and tail. She's taking the lockpicks
and I hand her the
pocketing
lockpicks,
it.
and I just like, and I bow and with the hope that we meet again, my fair lady.
I hope so.
And I sheath the dagger and just
Make a perception check as you see her like pull out the lockpicks and start fiddling.
14. I'll use a hero point. 15.
Good enough. You do notice there are arcane runes on the shackles. But as she like slips her sleeves up and starts to pick the locks. And make a history check.
20.
There are that you're familiar with various creatures. Some are called Yonti, and it can be a varying serpent-like stuff. That tend to make pacts with otherworldly beings to get magic, and are occultists and cults that worship various deities and gods. And she might very well be one of them. But if she can get the shackles off and use her magic.
Do you need help with those shackles?
No. The keys will be enough.
Excellent. Well, then again, until we meet again. I never got your name, by the way.
Sari.
You want to give me a fake name, you can do it, but I'm not going to respond with mine.
Actually, I think the name is pronounced Sari.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Fuck it. I'm Hadrian. It's barely a real name anyway, so.
You should make your way to Dalamasca sometime. The warm sands would welcome you.
That's quite a trip. Maybe we meet halfway at some point in time. Like look for a good place that's got a good Yelp review and meet up.
Nexus is always pleasant.
Nexus is between those two, so that's fine. But anyway, good luck. And I
You as well.
Go back and
She returns, and the guy's coming over. Hey, no.
she seems fine. I mean,
All right, enough of you guys all around.
I mean,
Yeah,
are you sure, by the way, that her eyes are problematic? Because I looked in them and I'm fine.
He kind of looks at you curiously. Well, they said that she was sentenced for turning people to stone, so.
I mean, do you really believe that? That's such a stupid fucking thing to sentence somebody for. Maybe they're just pulling your leg.
There's a big leg. How can they pull it?
I'm sorry. They were just mocking you by saying something stupid and believing you would believe it.
What? I'm not stupid? I'll go talk to them.
But you
And he kinda
imprisoned a woman for
and
turning
starts
people
walking
into
away
stone. She can't
and
do
yells
that.
at some other a group of like 3 fighters in plate armor that they're up next as they head out, and he's storming up the stairs. Looks like it's mostly just you guys left. As you can see them pulling out the yellowish beast with the huge mane.
Got it.
Magdal.
Yeah. Yes.
That Wolfman's fucking Gregory.
You sure?
Yeah. That medallion on his neck is the same one.
Oh boy. So what? Do we fight him, pretend to kill him?
I think we kill him.
What, we think we actually kill him?
Yeah.
What, and then what?
And then revive it.
I don't think.
You don't think he's coming back?
Oh,
Garth, can I offer an alternative? If I may.
go on.
I can keep a body revivable for at least 10 days.
I don't think we're gonna have access to the body after the fight.
We could ask to take it as a trophy.
That's fair. I don't think he'll care much one way or the other once he's dead. That's his job done.
All I'm saying is that we
Garth,
have the option.
you would know enough to know that usually if you're taking trophies from a body, you're taking parts of the body.
Yeah, you're not
No.
taking the whole body.
And you're okay with killing him.
Not really, but I'm gonna try to talk to him real quick.
Well, that might be tricky while he's dealing with quite so much silver.
Let me ask the and I'm gonna go over to the big guy and just, hey,
He's stormed
Yeah, he
up the
left,
stairs
yeah.
to go yell at the people
Oh.
who you said were trying to mock him.
I'm gonna fine. Then
I'll
I'll
go-
turn to Izoni to Sari and wink at her and
Sorry.
like sorry.
I'll head back to the Gregory. I'll cast Speak with Animals.
Ooh.
Okay. You as you cast speak with animals, you can hear the animalistic just cries of agony and pain asking, make it stop, I want out, let me free, like stop this, I'll get you, I'll slaughter you all, I'll shred you to pieces for this, it's not fair, it's not right, torture me, you'll suffer for it, and just slamming and like then at the same time like rest, can't rest, sleep, please, sleep, get it off, as it's like clawing at the collar.
Gregory, you hear me?
What? What do you humanoids want, you hunters that just punch you? Ugh, treat us like this, beast. I didn't do it. Didn't do it. Huh? Come on.
Me.
Let me out, God. Let me out. Take it off. Take it off. God. I helped you, God. Make it stop. Make it stop. Make it stop.
Oh, I'm afraid I can't. Right now, at least.
Traitor!
Oh, I'm
And
working.
slams against the wall. You'd suffer. You'd let me rot like this? I helped you! God!
I'm working on something. Believe me, we're gonna fight in the arena.
And I will punish you for leaving me like this. I have a kiss. You will have a kiss. We're one and the same. Let me out. We'll hunt them all. Their blood will run.
Gregory, I want to help you out here. You have to go along with me.
It's kind of, you can see him kind of, he's trying to focus.
Please look at me, please.
And you can see the eyes like focus, and it just like you see him biting into his lip to just kind of concentrate and focus, blood trickling down as the steel hisses, and he's just
Is he
deadlocked
reachable?
eye contact with you. He is, like, you could reach in and get to him. You don't have enough reach to get to the collar.
No, I don't want to get to the collar. Like he's really trying to sort of focus and get his attack. Yeah, I'm gonna do a guidance on him.
Okay.
Ooh.
Damn, hate to see it. Hate to see it.
Oh well.
That's unfortunate.
You guidance, and as you're doing it, like the arm like reaches out to hit you, and I need to roll his attack. Is it disadvantage? Does a 19 hit you?
It does not.
Yo.
As you shift it, like scrapes against your armor and kind of pushes you back, and you can just see the claw, like the smaller arm of the claw, like just flailing at you.
Do I still have my mark on my hand from Nadia?
You do not.
The mark's gone. Okay.
Ooh, actually, my AC should be 20 now, not 19.
Well, if it was 19, that would have hit. Meets it, beats it.
So, it meets it, beats it, but it meets it. But I was just doing the math, and Soul of the Forge gives me +1. And I'm getting 2 from the shield. 1. Oh no, there's no, that's it. No, it meets it. Yeah, he met it.
Okay, so you would take 14 slashing damage as it like slashes out and claws you before you have a chance to get back, just leaving this rake. Probably just slashes across the face like this huge slash of blood spray across the cheek.
Gregor, please listen to me, and I'm working on this, yeah?
Make an animal handling, Garth.
I'm good at these. I'm gonna use my inspiration on that. Hold on.
Okay.
22.
So realizing that you're in this state,
Mhm.
you are not dealing with a man. You're dealing with someone who has lost to the beast within and is an animal. You start to kind of utilize your knowledge of animals and how to calm them. And so even when they're suffering, like a dog that's injured, it's going to snap and bite at you because you're messing with its injured leg. But there are ways to soothe and calm it and help distract it. And kind of utilizing Magnar's distraction, and it kind of flailing and slashing at him, that gives you a chance to kind of catch him to be able to communicate something, kind of catch his focus for a moment.
Go along. We'll fight. You and all of us. Yeah? From there, we'll figure it out. If you do die, would you want to be brought back? Or would you like to rest?
Because, like, I don't want the endless hunt. No hunting. No hunting. No hunting. And then he loses, like, he kind of agrees with, he seems to be talking about something about an endless hunt and how afraid he is of that. And then he loses control again.
I don't know what the endless hunt is.
You could talk to the others.
Yeah, so I'll probably do. Have any of you heard about something called the endless hunt?
Well, what I will say is, as you guys are down there, Westora, you and Anais went and had a wonderful time around the city, enjoying the hot springs and artificial, sort of magically enchanted bathhouses, a little bit of theater, a nice night on the town, and you end up going in kind of your separate ways, exploring the town, and you spotted, as you were kind of making your way through the city, the 3 boys of the group pay some guy a couple of gold and get led into the basement at an arena.
Nothing nefarious, I
And
promise.
having tried to talk your way in and being unable to do so, you were getting ready to give up and go your separate way until you saw the big guy
grab the big guy, come up from the stairs. This huge orc, just almost 9 feet tall, all muscle, arms as big as your torso, huge tusks, mohawk that goes into 2 braids with red paint, huge mutton chops painted red, with this giant pickaxe hammer, double-ended crescent pickaxe on his back. Like, grab the bouncer, yell at him, throw him across the room, and storm out, leaving the stairway unguarded for you to slip in and find out what the hell trouble the boys have gotten into.
Sure. You know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna slip in. I'm gonna like find a corner to watch them, and I'm just gonna watch them from this point on. But the whole time, I'm just shaking my head silently back and forth. as I'm seeing
Right
what
as
the hell
she
they're
walks
doing.
in, Hadrian is coming up to me like, "Hey, Magna, can you identify this dagger that I traded for Lockpicks and the kiss with the Medusa in that cell?"
You can.
Just to get Westora's full disapproval. I say that right as she's walking down.
Have either of you heard of something called the Endless Hunt?
Oh, hang on,
Right.
one thing at a time. I was just. Oh god. The Endless Hunt. That sounds rather Nihilerish to me.
Yeah, he's got something to do with Nylea. Remember? Do you know what it is?
Do we?
Make religion checks,
Okay.
or use what I've told you in the past. It's come up before.
Can I as well make a religion check on this?
Wait,
Huh?
hold on.
Can I make a religion check too?
Since you've already been playing that you don't know, I'm gonna say no.
Addis mentioned this though, right? He he mentioned that Nylea's followers go to some sort of grove or place or forest where they endlessly, well, where they're part of a hunt that never ends, right? They become wolves or things like that.
Well, I got a nat 20 on that one. But that was ringing bells for me, actually.
So a couple of things is you've heard one when you were in the dream and became Rabnar. Nylea spoke of her blessed hunting in her garden forever, and that the people that she chooses are hunter or prey, and it's up to and kind of up to them to decide. You guys were made prey in her hunt, and other people were the wolves that were hunting you. And you've heard of Nylea's kiss. It's supposedly a blessing or a curse that she bestows upon people that turns them into were creatures. And that's what like lycanthropy is called, is kind of Nylea's kiss.
Yeah.
And obviously, if they're her marked, her chosen, her favored, she would take them to her afterlife, her grove. And Addis mentioned this about the followers and worshippers of her wanting to enjoy that endless hunt and everything. But you guys also, Magnar, you recall in a couple of books and things that you have read, that sorry, lost my train of thought. One more. That you recall rare stories that supposedly at the heart of Nylea's forest, the wolf Amir watches over the fallen hero's blade. And it's believed through the religion that this endless hunt, that the were creatures that she creates are guardians in this grove that watch over whatever this is, and are marks of chosen, and that she values hunters and beasts. And when you guys had talked to Gregoria before, he had mentioned that he had been looking for a cure for Nylea's kiss, and hadn't quite told Garth what that was.
I think we've got a fair idea at this point.
Yeah.
And we also have a good idea of what that fallen sword is.
Right. Well, I'll pass that info on. What I don't quite get, I get her turning him into wolves in the afterlife and the endless such and such, but like those suffering from Nylia's case would normally transition in and out of being a wolf, and we met him when he wasn't. Why is he stuck in that form? He's not dead, he's not in the afterlife, he's not part of the endless. He seems to be thinking he's part of the endless hunt already, but this isn't her grove.
He said he doesn't want to be a part of the endless hunt.
Right, well that's what's awaiting him when he dies, I think. Unless he cures himself. But what's he doing stuck in this form now?
I don't know. Would it piss Nally off if I didn't get him?
Probably.
Well, I don't think she necessarily bothered when he dies.
Well, but if I don't kill him, I wouldn't be a hunter.
Well, you can't just walk around killing everything just because you're a hunter.
Well, no, but he's marked. Yeah.
Yeah. He's clearly marked as either hunter or prey. When two of them meet, they have to sort that out.
Well, eventually.
Frosty, I'm just so you know, the story is slowly inching her way across the room.
It's a large underground arena
Sure.
You're making your way to us.
I'm making
Yeah.
but slowly. I'm not there yet.
Magna, you mentioned the fallen hero's blade as well. So
Right, yes.
It
Protected in the grove.
Ludus, that's the word that I'm looking for.
Yeah. If that's what I think it is, then both Garth and I might find answers in this garden. Or this place, or this endless hunting ground.
Well, perhaps if we somehow manage to free him, he'll head. Maybe it's not in the afterlife. Maybe it's in this world, and maybe he'll head there.
Maybe, or if we bring him back, he knows where it is. I don't know, but it's. But Garth, I have a question for you. If he is he? He seems to be in pain.
Yeah.
If he won't come back, not can't, but won't, are you okay with that?
It's his choice.
I know, but
it's not mine.
I'm still asking because I know what it is for a monster to want to stop being one, but it's also.
Of course, I'm okay with it if he chooses to not want to be around.
Okay. Well, we have enough money for another diamond, so I think that we should. Well, we also bought some, so I think that Magna, if you can, well, either you keep a spell. No, don't do that because we can't do it in the arena. I'll keep a spell at the ready to make sure his body is. And I'm going to try and talk to the guy before we go in to see if we can get a full wolf trophy for ourselves.
Right. Well, I think you pissed him off, and he's gone off to go and sort some fellas out.
I didn't piss him off. He's pissed off because
if he's not here, then who's to stop us?
Yeah, we'll just claim it. We'll just walk like we own the place. It always works for me.
Like you own what place?
Ah!
Oh shit!
Oh, hello, Westora.
We want talking about murdering a werewolf or trading daggers for strange Medusas. What?
Seems awfully specific for you to point out there, Hadrian.
I just hand Magna the dagger very, very conspicuously.
Right. Well, I'll get
I'm not blind, you know.
Westora. I don't know if you've ever heard, but I'll point towards the werewolf. Just Grigori.
Yeah, and he's in werewolf form.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, okay. It's because I kind of joined late. Is he chain tied up?
He's got a huge silver chain around his neck that's anchoring him into the cell, and it's hissing and burning and burning his fur, and there's smoke rising. off of where the chain is touching him. You can see the little silver medallion hanging, and it's burning a little bit. But he's in his distorted, the giant arms and mangy fore, the two antlers coming off of his head, and just seems to be like a pained, caged animal. Make a medicine check, actually. If you're trying
Sure.
to
Not
get
my
this over.
specialty, but who knows? Who knows? I don't know. I don't know.
Actually,
We don't know who knows,
that's
but it's
good
not you.
enough. That is good enough, just barely. You do notice
It's 10.
that same sickness that seems to infect people around town that you've seen, the little black splotches. You do see black splotches in like his skirt and skin, which he didn't have. You didn't see him being infected before the masquerade.
Okay. So, are you planning on freeing him, or I mean,
Depending on fighting
is that
him
why
at the
you're
moment.
here?
At the moment, our only choice is to
Fight him.
fight him.
Are you pointing that out to us, though, Westora?
I don't know this. I don't know if y'all, because I don't know the situation. So I'm learning what you know first, and
We
then
haven't seen
I'm
that,
looking
so-
for an opportunity to bring it up. But right now, I'm like, what are you doing? Because if you're like, well, he's
Yeah,
sick, and we're
yeah.
going to try to.
No, we were talking about like beating him in the arena, and then like
Reviving
reposing
him.
the body and reviving him later. But
Are you
But
worried
couple of-
about the fact he's sick?
what do you mean?
Work with Nolia's
he's-
kiss, yeah?
No. Do you? No, he's got the plague thing.
Oh,
You don't see that?
now that you sorry, it's difficult with the black fur and the. But yeah, now that you mention it, I can see it.
Yeah. I mean, I don't know if that helps you decide what you're going to do.
Well, that's a terrible combination.
Frosty.
Mm-hmm.
I have seen my brother take this out of people. What kind of DC would I be looking at to absorb this from Grigori without losing my mind?
That much that's in him after direct exposure to Godric. I will tell you above 20.
Of 20.
That's not worth, in my opinion.
Magna,
Yes,
would you want to give me a blessing?
I could. Well, I could give you a blessing and some guidance and some aid, and it still probably wouldn't be enough
What do you have in mind?
for what I think you're probably about to suggest.
Whatever this sickness is, Godric and I have more of it in ourselves than most people do. And I've seen him absorb it.
Oh, it does wonders for him.
Probably not the best idea you've ever had.
I mean, do you think you're trying to?
You're him.
Well, you're trying to also, for yourself, overcome it. Do you think adding more of it into you is
I
going
don't
to?
know that I can completely overcome it. Maybe it's just going to be a part of me forever. Maybe.
Oh, well, just
But
walk around town
what-
absorbing all the sick into you then.
Why
That'll end
make
well.
the problem worse?
Yeah,
Is my question.
that's my concern. If you do if we have in mind, it may make things even worse for you,
Okay,
even if you succeed.
fine, I won't.
Although,
What-
we
you
do
know-
have those vials that the Queen
I was-
gave us.
I was just thinking that. Yeah.
Maybe we
But we
can-
might not be able to get them on him. You could get them on me.
But
well-
if you're losing your mind going crazy, we can't.
Right, but I don't think this is going to be enough to cure you. It would have been marvelous if it was, but it might be
that
enough.
is a cure, isn't it?
It-
Those vials for
well,
people
you
who
know-
are normal.
From
Once-
experience with treating Jill, it took several vials of that
How many do
substance
we- we
to
have 6,
cure
don't we?
Jill of his exposure.
We have 6, don't we?
You have 6.
How many did it take to kill Joe or to cure Joe?
4.
So most of
Hear
it.
me out. Hear me out.
But you recall, Gilles got exposed supposedly
Directly by Godric.
directly by Godric.
Mhm. Hear me out on this one.
All right.
We go through our plan. We bring him back, and we cure him after. We bring him back.
Okay.
Yep.
There is another concern I have. If
What's
this plan involves you getting into this arena with him and fighting him, you're potentially exposing yourself to the disease. What if you get sick as well?
I already am.
Well, and that kind of what I was thinking.
Well,
if
we might,
somebody was perhaps
hopefully,
to
if it doesn't
fight
need, need the full 4, then we still have some vials left.
Yeah.
I understand that, but
I would
if,
say,
if
like, Magna and Goth, you should stay back.
Well, I learnt that lesson about 10 minutes ago.
Yeah, I use a bow.
Okay, so I'll deal with him then, but
We'll all deal with him.
Right,
no,
but I
but
might...
you'll be
I'll take
in the
his
front.
hits, is what I meant.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what I meant.
Yeah.
Okay.
if you keep with, which shouldn't be too hard. That I think everyone else can attack at range. So if you're just the one who deals with them directly, that would make sense.
Let's
Or
do it.
would you want to join in with us?
What, fight in the arena?
Yeah.
Once a strong word.
Would you?
As you're saying that, the big guy comes back down. Oh, the 4 of you ready?
5. Now.
Yeah. With a fantastic 4 + 1.
He kind of looks over.
Fantastic
and he's like,
6.
4.
4 with a bear!
I think who's the 5th one?
The bear!
Barry.
Also,
Oh, the
by the
bear,
way,
of course, the
just to
bear. How
ask,
could I forget Barry?
if we kill this thing, can we take its whole body as a trophy? Because we have some skinners who would love to do some stuff with it.
Oh, goes into the incinerator.
Well, that's a bit of a waste.
How much to take his
No,
body
we
home?
want to take it, please.
How much? I have a very large collection. This would make a perfect piece.
We know a really good taxidermist.
Mm-hmm.
Like make one of those like things that stands in the
Yeah,
hallway
exactly.
and looks real, and you accidentally attack it.
Oh!
Do you imagine
Yeah.
how impressive that would look in your hallway?
Yeah.
Can you blame us for wanting it?
Looks
much?
around. Looks around the other way. Wasn't there another one in those cages? One,
Is Sari gone?
two.
As I-
You see him counting. He's like, huh?
No,
That's
no,
all
no,
3
there
of
wasn't.
them.
It's fine. And I will send. I will use my earring to send to Sari. Glad you got out. Need to meet again under better circumstances. Not Damascus, Nexus, or Valakia. Kisses.
I hope you can send punctuation.
Valakia is always nice this time of year. Perhaps I'll see you there. If you're making your way across Marcouche, be careful and watch your caboose.
She
Hey there,
even
Ryan.
speaks in rhyme. Oh,
That's right.
I'm a bit smitten.
No more
So-
rhymes now. I mean it.
How much for the body?
Anybody want a peanut?
Ah, somebody got the reference.
No, I did too. I just
I
didn't
know.
say. Yeah.
But he says, bag this big.
What was that?
I don't know how much. Whatever's in a bag this big.
How about I've got a keg of ale on me?
I get plenty of blood.
How about some fine Orcus blood wine?
No. It's fine. Yeah, I'll put the coins in for the bag that big. It's just gonna be a bunch of copper and silver and gold, but you know.
That's
All in all,
thinking.
like filling
That's
it up
thinking.
with yeah. You'd end up putting probably a total of like 12 gold in.
Yeah, that's easy. I just like most of it's copper and silver, but the gold is on the top. And
Yeah,
it's like,
yeah.
I think I have some party funds. Should I take that out of our party funds?
yeah.
do that.
Party funds we have at 1,000 something in there.
We do. It's 9. We have 982 gold
Mhm.
and like 5 silver.
So I take
Yep.
out 12 gold from that.
Yeah.
All right. And with that, everyone, we're going to take a break.
I just got here.
All right. So as we left off, the large sort of leader, sort of person running the ludus in this arena, the large orc, had just come down and was like, "Hey, we're ready for you guys to go. Come on, let's get going. The Fantastic Four."
+1.
We're 6 now.
Shush.
No, God. Can't. Okay.
He kind of just waves his hand.
The Supreme Six, then. Why not?
Yeah.
All right, Supreme Six it is, and kind of pushes you to starts gesturing for
As
nudging you
we're
guys.
walking out, I'm already gonna draw the blade and just light it on fire. Like the greatsword just purple flame moves across it.
It wouldn't be purple flame. You buffed the
Well,
flame thing.
I'm gonna make it blue at least. Blue fire. Blue is a fire color.
But as you guys walk out into the arena, you can see the large sand-covered pit. It's an enormous arena. There's large statues of the 12 gods lining the large wall that rises before the stands. And you can see all the stepped stands rising up and these huge tarps and canvases and silk shades set up on the top to cover everything. It is nighttime currently, so you've got the dark starlit sky up above, and it is still the second month of summer, so it is a warm, pleasant evening. There's a nice breeze. A little bit of the dust kicks up from the air, and there is a roar from the crowd. You're gonna hear people chanting and cheering. People, it's just a cacophony of noise.
Adrian throws his trench coat off, getting ready for shit, and just.
And you can see
Yeah.
the stained and blood-soaked patches throughout the arena from the previous battles. And you guys are kind of standing there for a few minutes.
Well, in that case, I'm
I
getting
would like to
off.
Make a performance check to be like, "Are you not entertained?" Like, try and get the crowd riled up a little bit.
Prep the crowd. All right, make a performance check.
Natural 20 for a 30. It just.
Are you casting Bless now?
Um,
I'm gonna cure wound him
Sorry, 1 second.
as well.
No, I want to. Sorry, I wanted to read it through. It's 1 minute when it kicks off. So
Wait a bit, yeah.
yeah, I'm gonna wait.
But sorry. Yeah. Wait till like the second before the gates open. I think.
Yeah, or if it needs to be my first action of initiative, it will
Yeah.
be.
It would need to be.
Okay.
That would set initiative off.
But
Okay.
I'm gonna go around the arena and just waving the blade like, hey, can I hear it? Like, hell yeah, Vasai! Like,
and people are getting into it. Like you're
yeah.
pointing out, like the people that are on your side and the crowd's roaring. They're excited to see you have fresh meat, underdogs, and after a few minutes, you see them dragging Grigori out by the silver chain. There's like 4 people holding the chain, dragging him, and there's another 10 people with these huge 12-foot long man-catcher spears covered in silver tips, holding and pinning his body as it's burning and hissing on his skin, and he's roaring and freaking out as they're dragging him into the arena.
Can I do 2 things real quick?
Mm-hmm.
First of all, I'm gonna cure wounds Magnar
Okay.
at 2nd level. Ignore that 2, so that's 11.
It's
Back to you,
11.
Magnar.
That
Yes.
gets me almost all the way back up.
And while Hadrian's going around doing that, I'm just gonna look at him and ask him, "What the fuck are you doing?"
Me?
Yeah, have a little fucking respect, eh?
I'm trying to play into the expectations of the crowd so that they don't think we're just doing this to get the body out.
Who's gonna suspect we're doing this to get the body out?
Well,
Literally
nobody after that
anybody.
performance.
Yeah. That was the point.
Sorry, I just
No, I know, Goth. I'm trying to.
As you guys are having that discussion, you see them like undo the silver chain and start to run as this elaborate, well-dressed bard in flowing cape with little rainbow patches and different like materials patched onto it begins to give an orchestra of the Supreme Six, and then sees the number of you guys and goes,
There's only 5 of you.
and their invisible friend, the 5 of them and their invisible compatriot, putting on a grand spectacle as they execute the terrifying werewolf that destroyed Chateau Mods and left the countryside in terror. Have these heroes come to free us from the tyranny of the devastating Nylea? Or will it live another day? Give tries and chantriments. And as he's trying to give his speech, Grigori just grabs and rips one of the guys trying to like retreat from him in half. And we're going to go to initiative.
Sorry, Goth. I had to rile them up, but
And a 19.2 for my initiative, which is not bad.
22.2.
Nice.
Oh, where's my token?
You didn't have your token selected though.
Damn it!
Yep.
Do I need to re-roll
Yes,
that?
you
Yep,
do.
You do. You have
Oh,
to
yeah.
re-roll.
13. Okay, but you know what? That's fine.
Grigori rolled a 7, so it's really
Magnar is down in 5, where he should be.
All right.
Do.
Westora, you react first as everyone scatters and Grigori goes wild and glares at all of you.
Sure. So there's the figure gets ripped in half. He growls and immediately, the whole area around him begins to glow, blues and greens as he needs to make a dex save to avoid fairy fire.
All right. He will make his dex save. Roll
DC
in.
of 16. Probably has pretty good dex, but
Ooh.
not good enough.
Unfortunately, yeah, he will fail that dex save as the glow surrounds him and lights his sword and kind of looks confused, patting on himself, trying to like stop whatever the glow is.
Sure. Everybody has advantage on attack rolls against him.
Dick.
And then I'm going to move back a bit.
All right. Garth, you're up next.
All right. It's a bonus action command parry, right?
Yes.
It's a full bonus action. Well,
But he'll continue to do what you give him the order.
right,
to
but
do.
it takes a bonus action to initiate. So I will bonus action. I will command Barry to. I'll just look at Barry and kind of nod my head towards Grigori,
All right.
and my action. I guess I'll movement first. I'll move 30 feet this way,
Okay.
and I'll take a shot
As
with
you
my-
Dash across the arena
Mhm.
through some of the blood-soaked dirt.
I'll take a shot with my longbow.
All right. Roll your to hit.
It's advantage, right? Fairy fire.
Yes, with advantage.
All attack rolls against him.
I don't have bless, so 21.
21 will definitely hit.
Plus 2 because my archery fighting style actually. So 23.
Yep, that'll hit.
So that
All
would
right.
be
It's
it'll be 17 damage.
so
Is
rare.
your bow magical?
It is a
Yes.
+1 longbow, yes.
All right.
It's so rare for fairy fire to get pulled off
Mhm.
and B to happen at the beginning of a fight.
Yes.
The arrow does pierce into him, but he seems to not really be phased much by the damage as it pierces in, and he just rips the arrow out. He's going to take half damage.
Okay. Second attack.
All right, roll your to hit.
My longbow again. For a 17.
Well, don't forget you actually still have
I have
advantage.
advantage, you're right. I'll roll it again. 21
instead.
The 21 will hit
Okay. For another 15 damage.
for another 15. Again, the arrow slams in, and it kind of gets pushed out by his Rodrea as he looks at you and lets out this terrifying roar. And he will take half damage.
All right, and that should be my turn.
All right. Hadrian.
I'm gonna move here, and I'm gonna so as I run across the arena and move right in front of Garth, so not right in front, but like close to him. And I cast with bonus action Divine Favor on my weapon as it begins to glow a little bit more even, and I just yell at the wolf, "Hey, fucker, over here!" And I'm gonna ready an attack action for when Grigori gets within attack distance of me, basically.
Okay. All right. So it is now Grigori's turn.
Oh.
As he charges straight at Garth, he gets within about 10 feet of you, Hadrian, and then leaps into the air and comes slamming down behind Garth using his jump attack. I need a dex save from Garth.
Okay. Dex
Okay.
save.
Is there no way I could leap up to slash at him?
I have a
No,
bardic.
once.
Don't we have a bardic? Don't we from last session? We got for the day, I believe.
That
Oh,
was
what?
for the day, but it's you guys traveled for days.
Okay. So I don't have a bardic anymore. Yeah,
I
I'm gonna
can't-
fail that.
I can't leap reaction attack like we
No.
once.
So that will here knock Garth prone, and Garth, you will take 4 points of bludgeoning damage as he uses his second attack to reach in and swing his giant claw arm down at you into the ground. And I need a dex save at disadvantage because you're prone.
Oh.
Oh.
Okay. 12.
Fuck, you're not within
All
10
right,
feet of me. Sorry,
that-
buddy.
That will be 64 bludgeoning damage
Yeah, I'm unconscious.
as
Oh
he
my God.
instantly knocks you out.
Yeah, I'm unconscious. Straight up.
And I seem to be having some internet connection issues, just in case. All right. Magnar, your turn.
Well, I was going to do a bless. But Garth's gone down. Nevertheless, I'm going to move. Whoops. Move up some.
Actually, hold on.
Oh.
I dropped to 1 hit point instead. I have relentless endurance.
Okay.
Still up to 1 hit point.
So you're just like pin and kind of pick yourself up. I can do this all day.
Yeah. Sort of.
In
Not all
that
of
case,
it.
if you haven't gone down, then
He is bloodied.
I am
yeah, you're
beyond bloody.
not looking good. Yeah, I'm going to throw a healing word your way.
All right.
That's 7.
That's something that could keep me from dying.
And can't do any other level spells.
You can cantrip. You can.
I can trip. That would need touch. Yeah, no, I'm out.
All right. At the end of your turn, Magnar, as you kind of cast the healing word and the wounds start to heal on Garth, the beastly Grigori looks at you, and with a swipe of his normal, kind of like non-enormous beastly hand, brings up this silvery moonlight energy and launches it at you as a legendary action.
Whoa.
Why did it not roll it to hit?
Make a ranged spell attack.
Oh.
23. Okay, so Frosty, by the way, I don't know if you caught, and I don't know if you want to let it hold the Blessing of the Forge on my own armor just before initiative kicked in. It's not going to make a difference because that puts me at 20, not 19.
I'll allow it.
Okay.
You had that moment to react. I'll allow it.
Okay.
And it's not working properly and rolling damage, so I'm just going to roll the d10.
Okay. And there's a 10.
For 10.
What type of damage is it? It is force.
Force.
Okay.
Barry's turn. Barry can use his move to get to Grigori.
40 feet movement speed, which he will use. And as he does, he will use. He has a charge, right? He does have charge.
He does.
So, moves 20 feet straight towards the target, hits with a maul attack. So use a maul attack at advantage.
All right. And I believe at your level, his attacks count as magical, correct?
I do believe so, yes. So, advantage 22
That'll hit.
for 9 slashing. And he
9.
must make a strength save against my spell DC or knocked prone. Does not specify size either.
Yeah. And it's a strength save?
A strength save against the DC 16.
All right. That'll pass.
Yeah.
And again, as the slash rips through, even though it's being like it's magical and seems to actually be doing damage and able to hurt him, his body just keeps kind of regenerating portions of the damage that's done. He's got resistance to piercing, slashing, and bludgeoning.
Magical?
Yes.
Well, okay.
He's immune to non-magical piercing, slashing, and bludgeoning.
Oh, okay. And then
It's all
second
right, guys.
attack,
I've got a lot of other stuff.
Barry's second attack will be binding.
And he's
strike.
vulnerable to silver.
Well, we don't
So.
have that, so it doesn't matter. I'll
Binding
throw
strike.
my silver pieces at him.
Binding strike for second attack
Okay.
at advantage. That's a crit for 27.
Nice.
And that'll be 11 piercing plus another strength save, I believe.
So the thing about grappling is it's only up to your size or one size larger. He is 2 sizes larger than Barry, so he
Okay.
cannot grapple him. But the attack will still hit.
Okay, so it's an 11 damage.
Yeah, for 5 points.
And yeah, that is my turn.
All right. He's used his 1 legendary. Westora, your turn.
All right. Just want to check out something real quick.
Oh, with my spell attack bonus being 1 up from the Amulet of the Devout, would that have been an extra point of healing?
No.
No, it's only the bod. Okay.
Yeah, it's only to hit. Yeah.
I am just going to this turn. I was thinking about doing my Wand of Web, which I almost never use on it, but he's already got advantage to hit him, so I might just save that and instead just go with my classic Eldritch Blast.
All right.
Yes.
Roll
Hit
your
him.
to
A
hit at
reliable
advantage.
favorite.
All right, and I do get to roll. I do get to do.
Now, are
2
you
attacks.
sure you want to cast Eldritch Blast in front of the entire crowd?
Miara and Amaris.
It's like the one thing I can do. I mean, I don't.
It's fine. I'm just asking.
I mean, like my options are.
You could cheerlead. Summon pom poms.
I do technically have a light crossbow I never use.
You can do that.
No, I think I'm gonna go with Eldritch Blast.
Hell yeah.
Westora
Fuck the
has not.
system.
Westora has not exactly been one to hide.
Away, yeah.
Yeah, hide the fact that she's a warlock. So, and it's public knowledge at this point, I think, already.
Mm-hmm.
So, she'll just do it. 26.
All right, 26 will hit. Roll your damage.
13 force.
13. He will take the full 13, not resistant to force damage.
And then
as the blast slams into him and hisses away at his flesh. And you
and
guys hear shocked awes and shouts start to come from the crowd as mixed opinions begin to erupt in the crowd.
I'm gonna yell at the yells of reaction like, "She's a fae! They do that shit!" like,
and I do have a second one at my level,
Yep.
which I crit.
That's
As
great.
it
Let's go.
slams into
Nice.
his face.
Unfortunately, even though it was a crit, the damage rolls weren't great. One of them was actually I rolled a 1, so it's only 15 damage.
15 damage. That's still
One,
it's actually
two,
it's starting to
three,
blast and hit him and hurt him. He's
5,
showing wounds.
6.
He's not bloodied, but
And then move farther away, and that'll be the end of my turn.
all right. Garth, you are prone
Mhm.
and hurt. What are you doing?
Half
way to go.
movement.
Disengage.
Half a movement to get up. I'm not
Okay.
disengage. I got this. I will half movement to get up, and I will cast a spell. Zephyr Strike.
All right.
So, and with that, I will also then use a cantrip as well. I will
Okay.
use, I think there's a roll to hit. What is the save? One sec here. Con save. Okay. So I will use poison spray.
Okay.
Spell save is not 15, 16.
Okay.
It's using my. Okay, yeah, 16. So that's a failure. That'll do 1d12 damage. Two poison damage.
All right. As you let out this kind of stinking blast of green mist from your hand, and he howls and roars in frustration and spits out whatever nasty taste was in his mouth from it.
And in that confusion, I'll move 15 feet.
All right.
And
you are concentrating.
I am concentrating on that, so I'll put a little marker on me for that. Okay.
Yep.
I believe that is my turn.
Hadrian.
Yeah, I'm gonna run towards the fucking massive monster and jump on it and just start stabbing at it because that's what I do. So,
All right. Unfortunately, you don't have enough movement to get to him and jump up on top of him. He is too big.
All right, well then I'm just gonna get to him and slash at his legs.
All right.
Great Weapon Master on this. I'm gonna start with trying to do that. So
I mean, he's kind of hunched over on all fours. So yeah.
23. I'm gonna smite, if I may. Second
All
level
right.
spell. So that is 24 slashing damage, 14 fire damage,
All right.
and 29 radiant.
So he's going to take 12 slashing, 14 fire, which he is vulnerable to, so 24
28.
fire.
No, 28 fires. 14
28
times
fire.
2. Yeah.
He is bloodied by that, and then
29 radiant.
as you cut into him, he is not looking very good.
So with that, I'm going to use my bonus action attack from my Great Weapon Master feat to
As he
attack
kind of
him
slumps to the
again.
ground, he's falling, he's picking himself back up.
It's all right. It's all right. We've got you. And I'll attack him again. 21.
All right. That will hit. However, as you're swinging at him, he's going to use his reaction to trigger his once per day regenerate for 68 plus 24 health.
Okay.
For
That could have been worse.
45.
45, yeah. But that he still takes 14 fire, 3 radiant, and 12 slashing. So
radiant and 12 slashing.
so that's still another 27. So he's
Yeah.
still pretty bad. And my last
He
attack.
is not looking good.
Last attack.
Why do you have 3 attacks?
Bonus
Rip
action.
Master.
Rip Master. Yeah.
Mhm.
Oh, because you
16?
crit. Yep.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, the
Hero
16
point
will
that.
miss.
Oh, hero
I
point.
was saying that as you were saying it missed.
I'll allow it.
Right. Okay. I'm gonna smite again because why not? That's 16 radiant, 18 fire, and 12 slashing.
How do you want to do this?
As
Whoa!
I just like run back, like, fuck you, and like slash, and he bends down, and I just slam it up through his chest, and like lift him slightly and plant him down in the ground, and raise a hand to the crowd. We've got this, everyone.
You guys hear the crowd booing.
And
Booing.
fuck them.
Was not good enough a fight, I'd imagine.
Nah.
No.
Nobody in our group died, so.
That's fine. We got what we came for.
Are you not entertained?
Everyone's kind of shouting. There's people shouting. The crowd is having the bard gets up and is like, well, it seems it wasn't nearly as much of a threat as it was, or the Supreme Six are just that, truly supreme. And, of course, they had their invisible Fey friends to help them with their unusual magics and illusions that dispelled and distracted the beast, surely crippling it for their champion's mighty blow. They will receive their prize. You'll all receive your winnings from your various bets. Yes. Now, come on all. Please dismiss and prepare for the next bout as the mighty 3 take on the elusive Uldan Basilisk. And then you see some guy walking up behind him and like whispering in his ear as you guys are ushered.
Adrian is laughing his ass off as he's walking out of the thing. Also, I will cast Gentle Repose on the wolf, by the way.
And you see people coming in to carry the wolf's body out.
Well, no, it's ours.
It's ours.
No,
Don't we do that? Do that.
Yeah, are you guys going to argue with them and tell them it's yours?
Yeah.
He said it's
No,
ours.
not in the middle of the arena.
Oh, is he gonna do it like a backhand sort of deal?
Yeah, he wasn't supposed to do it, remember?
Yeah.
I'm still casting Gentle Repose before it goes away, though. Like, before they get there.
So as you guys are arguing, like, hey, they're going to take... No, don't... And they start dragging the body off.
We follow it.
They're taking it into the other entrance. You guys, as you guys go in,
Did he not transform
the leader or
back?
He would lead you guys kind of through a back alley, and they'd show you where they're just getting ready to throw the body kind of around underneath, and they have just this huge burning fireplace, and you can see them throwing a couple of the other dead bodies in it. And he says, kind of shouts at them to get lost, and he'll handle the rest, and then lets you guys in. He's like, all right, you guys gotta take it, but no one can see you with it. Do you want me I can chop it up for you.
No, you all put it in a bag for us then.
It's not gonna fit in a bag. Look, it's
So he didn't return to his normal state upon
He didn't
death.
return to normal.
no.
Oh, those silver chains they had on them would look mighty mean on them, wouldn't it?
Yeah,
Could I
they
get
would
those?
look really good. You want them?
Yeah.
I'll sell them to you.
How much?
500 gold.
Look, 500 gold's a bit much, isn't it?
I mean, they're big, heavy silver chains. They're sturdy. They're not silver plated.
I'll throw in a deal for you, a trade.
Huh?
How about 200 gold in this? I'll hold up the finger trap I bought.
Ooh,
One of these.
what's
It's
that?
magic. It's magic.
It's magic.
Uh-huh.
Magic item and 200 gold?
Yeah.
Yeah. And it's got dragons on it. Dragons are valuable.
They're very cool, aren't they?
Yeah.
So I'll pay him 200 gold, and I'll give him the finger trap I found.
All right.
Are you paying out of your own thing, or am I taking that out of the
I'm paying out of
price?
my own.
Okay.
It's on me. You can't be seen with it.
All right. He says, I'll give you guys. Moving back to the landing page. He's like, I'll give you guys, 20 minutes to figure out what to do with the body. After that, they catch you. It's your problem.
Sure.
How much did we win, by the way, Frosty? Like,
None of you said you placed any bets on yourselves.
That's
Oh.
true.
Yeah.
Westora definitely did not bet anything.
No.
Although it would be funny if like I had messaged like Frosty secretly, and then like somebody walked out right now.
Westora being like,
That's right. What? But no, that would not actually fit
I
his character.
disapprove.
I
but
do see somebody
right.
called Dave Case who says their money's on the Fantastic Four.
Sure, I did say something in the chat. That was me out of character.
Oh, well,
I don't think it
I'll send you some dollars.
There you go. Westora wouldn't bet. David, on the other hand, totally different.
We have an idea.
David, you get 100 awesome points.
There you go. Sweet.
But
But anyway, no. Westora will look and say, "Were you expecting something to change?"
Well, I would have hoped he might
I
return
was
to.
hoping, yeah.
Hey, have a look around. This is a big arena.
Gentlemen.
They deal with monsters. Is there like a wooden cart, wooden trailer, anything on?
There's a wooden cart that they carried like the body in on, and then it looks like it's a huge 20-foot wide fireplace that they're just chucking the bodies into.
Is there a tarp or some sort of canvas around?
There'd be a few little bits of cloth and materials, probably for them to if there's anything particularly valuable on one of the bodies that they can loot and sack, but it's not.
Is it enough to cover the body?
No, we're talking, a carry bag or a backpack at most, and this is a creature
it won't fit in the bag.
that
of holding,
on
right?
all fours, right? That generally kind of hunches over and walks on.
Can
four
I
legs like
fold
a
him
gorilla,
up
and it's
on
about
a
15
cart
feet big.
to look like a pile of furs?
I will give you a sleight of hand or a deception check to do that.
Can I help with pass without trace
Oh, that's an interesting
by
one.
disguising it? Could I give a +10 to that?
That would be what you would use while you move through the city to avoid people noticing anything suspicious about it.
Mm-hmm.
Could
that would be
I
on-
give
on-
advantage on the check by being loud and obnoxious?
Well, we've
in,
got the
like,
space to ourselves. We've got
Right.
time.
We just got to
You got-
disguise it doesn't look like it's a
But,
fucking
I mean,
monster.
it is furs. So if we
But-
like
but
tuck the head under his belly and bring the legs under, it
But
might
this-
just look like a mound of furs.
But to Nick's point, though, I think there probably could be a way you could assist in terms of helping hide it or help him do it that might give
Yeah.
advantage.
Yeah, I mean, Garth,
The
are you,
sleight of hand. Are you proficient in sleight of hand, Nick?
Yes.
Could that give help action?
Yeah, you could
probably,
give
or
it the
have
help
Nick do
action.
it, and I give give Nick.
Well, you have to
guidance.
be proficient to
He's
give help.
proficient, yeah.
But I could do
has-
guidance, and you do it.
Yeah. Do that then. Let's do that.
All right.
All right, hold on. It's not my first werewolf rodeo, so let me see what I can do here. 21.
It's a really sickening process as bones are broken of the tree and to
I'm
fold the
fine
body
with
up and make it look
Come on.
like a large lump, but you do disguise it. It looks just like a big fur pile.
It's not sickening. It's art.
Let's now that you finished, let's get out of here before anybody comes back.
Well,
Yeah.
actually, before we do that, that's the first.
You
Yeah,
guys
that's
see
fine.
the big
Skip.
guy coming back and tosses you a bag of gold. Winnings.
Appreciate it.
Sorry we didn't make him more entertaining. I thought he'd be stronger, so I thought, we would have
I
some-
thought so too. You guys look kind of weak, so I figured it'd be
Yeah,
at least
no.
a couple of you would die, but
Yeah, no, I'm sorry. I'm really sorry we didn't. I
yeah,
do you need a hug as a result?
no.
Okay.
I'm going to cure wounds myself at first level real quick. before
Oh
we-
God, yes. Sorry, I can get some more healing on you.
Frosty, what are the winnings? I'll add it to the party fence.
9. Hell yeah.
Is anyone else
You
injured?
guys won 15 gold. That was just like
So-
your
15.
being warriors in the arena. You're paid 15 gold.
Gotcha.
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 Done.
Uh,
I added
Oh,
15
that's
gold to the party
individually.
funds.
Or just
So-
one lump sum.
Yeah,
Yeah.
not a piece. It's just a.
What is
So
that?
I
Add 7 more healing to you, Garth.
Thank you.
And as we're walking, I will cast Pass Without a Trace on us.
Okay. Because you cast Path Without no stealth check is needed, people are just going to assume it's a
Yeah.
thing of
It's
furs
furs, yeah.
because
The
you
big
succeeded
trappers.
on the check.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Where do we bring him?
well, we're gonna need to resurrect him, so I'm gonna.
Somewhere that's not around people, probably.
I know, but so we should move out of town for a bit. So we have to get Anais. I'm assuming she's just hungover and sleeping. We'll just,
I'll send a sending to Anais. Meet us at the eastern gates. We need to leave soon.
and I'm gonna. So we already have another diamond. Could we get a couple more? How much do diamonds cost? Is there a markup at this point in time?
No, you'd be able to. I mean, at this point, it's like 2 a.m. You're not finding a jewelry store that's open.
Yeah, we
No,
can
no,
we
but-
can replace. I have two
300 gold diamonds.
two
so-
300 gold diamonds at the moment.
Okay, so
Alright.
as long as you have one, then we can replace them. But yeah.
Are you worried that I think the plan was the hope that he would turn into a human when you resurrected him? It
Oh,
does not look like
well,
that's going
yeah.
to happen.
Well,
or-
yeah, I hoped on death he might.
That's why I bought the change.
Well, may I
Right.
say, can we see the black stuff still on him? By the way, is the disease still there?
Oh, that's
Yes,
interesting.
you can still see the black stuff.
It doesn't leave
So-
on death.
I would like to try and treat that.
First.
It might be a
them.
bit difficult to get him to drink the.
Make him, but before you, yeah, go ahead. Sorry.
Would you like to treat him first? Didn't we treat it with?
I think technically you may not be able to treat something that's dead.
I think your body needs to be able to fight it. Yeah.
He's not going to be able
I-
to drink it or consume it or
I
anything.
don't think he drinks it. I think from what I saw, it's bandages, right? It's not about drinking.
Well,
the
I
potion.
think for most sicknesses, your body has to be able to fight it off.
Well, I don't know if this is most sicknesses though. And Frosty, what check
To
did we
be
say
fair,
to
if
make?
it is bandage, I thought it was something you drank. But if
I
it is
thought it was-
bandages,
Can we make a medicine on this?
Yeah.
What form did the 6?
That's a 25.
With
Wow.
the 4 was
Nat
Jill.
20.
So
Yeah.
with Jill, he had medicine that he drank
Mhm.
and a salve that he applied to the sores. You asked the queen for medicine,
Yeah.
right? Jen?
And this is
she
drink.
said, and she gave you like an elixir that they are using to treat. But you do know Jill knew more about the disease and combined 2 treatments to treat it.
Okay.
so he has to drink it. So
This one has to drink, yeah.
yeah, so we'll have to have him be alive because he won't be able to swallow something while dead.
Wait, but
Right. And it
before-
might help to work
before
out
he
whatever
does
it was
that-
Jill was rubbing on himself.
Before he does that, should I try it?
No, you should not.
No, he's talking about the cure, I think.
Yeah.
Oh, no, don't waste it. And once he's back able to drink it, give it to him.
Okay.
But
Right.
don't
So he's
waste
going
the
to be
vial just by pouring it on him.
he's going to
No, I
be
meant,
less
Should
is-
I try to drink it to see if it actually kills me or not? Right. Like.
Whoa! To see if it actually like helps you, since that was the
Yeah.
reason why we got it.
Yeah. Or.
If you want to try to see if it helps any, it might be something worth checking before we use them up.
Right, because we have 6. You said.
right.
took
It might
4
take
for
several
Jill.
to well,
The
and he had
point is, if I drink one and it kills me, then you know it's not good for him.
What if we run short then?
right. Why would the queen give us something that kills?
Will kill us.
Yeah.
What
I mean,
do
if
we
you
say
want to
to
try
that?
one, we did get them for you. I'm not stopping you on that,
I
but
will
that seems like an odd
play-
thing to be checking for.
Yeah,
Devils
Don't
on
think
your
it'll kill
shoulder.
you.
What if we run short then?
Right, we do only have 6. There is the issue that when I revive him, he'll be less angry, hopefully, because he won't have the silver burning into him. And did he know who you were, Garth?
He went right for Garth.
He faintly recognized who I was when he was in the cage, yeah. But he wasn't all there. He was fighting.
I do not think we can wake him up without restraining him somehow.
I don't think the change would be a good idea to start. He was
Right,
ever
well,
seen an
no,
animal-
you
ever
want
seen- an animal in a trap.
right, some non-silver way of
I have
restraining him.
rope, but I don't think I'll hold him. I think it's best just to let him be
What?
there.
I can try and hold
No.
him down.
Don't restrain him right away. Show it that would mean no harm. Best way to shoot an animal in the trap is to show you there to help it.
If he's at an animal mentality, I'll just defer to you, Garth, on how to deal with this.
Right.
Hey,
I'm just a little bit worried that we might be dead by the time we realise we're not a threat to him.
I still think, though, that if the plan is to have him drink this thing, then we need to know it works in some way.
Well, I mean, this is supposedly a cure that. I mean, I don't know why we would doubt its ability to work.
Well, apart
Well,
from
the thing
being-
is, I will say the Queen told Magnar and Anais and Westora that she didn't know if the cure they have would do anything for what you guys said Hadrian had.
Right.
She said she would provide you with the cure that they're using to treat the disease that's affecting people.
and
Right.
if this was an ordinary citizen of ordinary size with ordinary levels of infection,
It's safe to assume the Queen gave you
Yeah.
something that would cure them if they drank it. What effect that has on Hadrian, the Queen couldn't say. She doesn't
Right.
know.
But
You
this is meant
guys
to
were
cure
hoping that
disease.
it might suppress
Right.
things when it got out. And the Queen figured, it might help. It might do that. It cures people of their infection if it's the same thing. It should
Why
help.
don't can we? May I ask if we can try an experiment then? Because we need to know before we try this.
It's safe to assume it works. If he was a normal citizen, they would be giving him this to cure it. And I'm not gonna say something, but you're not a normal citizen.
How it affects you is not going to tell us how effective it's going to be on him.
I just don't want to waste it and run short.
It's fine. It's true. I am a waste for it. Yeah. Let's.
no,
then
no, that's not what
grind
we're
them
saying.
down.
Your
No, no, no,
reasoning for
no.
taking it would be a waste. If it was acquired for you to use to suppress potentially. So if you want to use it for that purpose, go right ahead.
If you wanted to try and see if it helped you before you potentially used all of it on him, in case so we had the opportunity to see if it even worked for you, that makes sense to me. I just don't think we're going to learn anything about how it impacts him. But it did make sense that since we don't know how it will impact you, and we might need to use most or all of it on him, that we might check and see if it helps you first. Because if it does help you, then there's a reason why we might not want to use all of it on him, why we might want to be more careful with it.
Try it.
Yeah. Just do it for the reasons that. Just know the reasons that you're doing it. And there's nothing wrong with that reason. That's why we've got them.
Okay.
I will say,
Can you manacle my hands?
Why would we medical your hands?
well, he's a bit worried that it's gonna like
Yeah,
loosen
it
the
might
thing
have
and-
some sort of adverse effect, and it might make things worse somehow.
Got
I mean,
rope.
there's no reason not to take that precaution.
I've got rope on me. I don't got manacles.
Yeah, just tie my hands.
It's all right. He's not a giant lycanthrope. I think rope will probably suffice.
Legs too, yeah.
Yeah. And then I'm gonna.
And you guys are just in the middle of town doing this.
We should find somewhere.
Yeah, somewhere.
Outside of town, yeah.
Yeah. outside
Towards
town.
Marcus, yeah.
Yeah.
just heading kind of a little bit out of the east gate,
Exactly,
where all the mercenaries
exactly.
are camped, and just finding your own plot
Exactly. Yeah.
to set up camp in.
And after they tie my hands, I'm just gonna start thinking back to Ishgard, to Lorelio, and the blast that killed my kids and destroyed my home and brought everything to the point that it was. And you would all see as his hands are bound still, black tears start coming out of my eyes, and the wing would burst out of his back.
Right, get it down him.
All right, I need whoever's trying to force it down to make an athletics check at advantage because he's bound against Hadrian's athletics.
I'll. You want me to do this?
Yeah, go for it.
Want to guide him, maybe? Or
I can certainly throw a guidance.
I have guidance on myself. I can cast. I'll cast guidance on myself.
the 19 for me.
I have advantage, right?
Yep.
Yep.
That's
Nice.
gonna be a 22.
22. Barely. Like he knocks the bottle out of your hand for a second as you tackle him and like grab the bottle and just pull the cork out of the show. And as you do, Hadrian's going to go on a tirade at you guys. Feel free to have fun with that, Hadrian. However, Hadrian, will you contact 3 times 8 is 24. Will you roll 8d8 plus 24?
Okay. It's like, no, it's not right. It's not right. Fuck all of you. They need to suffer. They need to suffer. Why are you doing this to me? Why? That's gonna be 35 plus 24. That's 59. Get away.
You're gonna take 59 points of damage as it suppresses the blackness. And hisses and burns, and you literally see like all the black ink like swelling up through your whole body as your veins turn black and like burn and hiss, smoke rising from your body as the wing itself just begins to lose its coherency, that the black ink wing, and drops and like slowly recedes back inside of you.
Well, it seems to have had some impact. Are you okay, Hadrian?
Look up.
And Hadrian is bloodied.
No, very bloodied. Yeah. I feel like
hit you with cure wounds.
And for you guys, it was like the voice was echoing and booming.
Oh no,
it was shaking the ground like.
I know, but I look at them as like
Exorcist, you know.
yeah, and I feel like I can see clearly for the first time.
And you don't feel like it's purged you or cured you, but you definitely feel like all of that has suppressed.
No, I know
and succumbed, and like this levity.
That's what I'm saying, right? It's like I was about to say. I don't think it's permanent. I don't know if it's gone, but thank you.
Well, and there's a piece that you haven't known. There's this almost like moment of clarity, that curmudgeon rage, bitterness that even suffuses non-angry Hadrian seems to blow up, and you kind of feel like things are okay. I mean, they're not. There's bad things going on, but there's this a lightness to you.
Sorry, everyone.
No, that was hey here, like, oh Garth, you've got the same thought
Yeah.
as we simultaneously did cure wounds.
For a total of 22 health.
I'm still bloodied, funnily enough, but almost not. I'll lay on hands myself to get myself to full. Not full, but close.
Well, it definitely seems to help. Yeah.
It hurt.
Yeah, I could
But it
see
was
that
a
it
good
hurt, but you
pain,
seem calmer.
Like I feel like everything I've been fighting against for so long it's still there. It's still a problem, but there's like if you were to put AO in front of me now, I wouldn't attack him. I would call him a dick and a bunch of names, but I don't think I'd actually try to stab him.
I have to say, there's a distinct absence of a rage in your eyes, which has been there ever since I've known you.
Makes me wonder. I really hope that we have some left over after we're done helping Grigori.
Well, it's clearly potent stuff,
Hmm.
and
If it has this much of if one bottle has this much of an impact on Hadrian, it might help Grigori even more.
Eventually, yeah.
Yeah. So, and if we start feeling that come back, then we might be able to use this again to help you gain more of this calm. If you start feeling the calm fade away, we should see how long it lasts. We should try to keep an eye on that and note when you start feeling.
Yeah, I'll be sure to let you know. What time is it, by the way, Frosty? As we get
At this point, after the fight in the arena, traveling through the town, going out and finding a place to camp, it's probably close to 3-4 in the morning. You can see the summer sun starting to peak above
I would like
across the horizon.
Can we rest for a bit? I need to sleep. Can somebody?
Do we
Sure.
want to help Grigori first?
or do
we
we do
have-
that in the morning
we
after
can't-
we're
we
well
can't
rested?
We
revive
have
him yet,
the
yeah.
cover of night right now.
But we can't revive him until Magnar is recovered.
No, I'm
so
good. I'm good to go.
If you want to try it,
Like, I have to say, when it came to like doing things in that fight, I didn't actually do very much. So,
you have 10 days. So if you want to wait till you're further away from Emerise, we can also do that.
oh, so we just sort of wheel this bloody heavy cart for the next few.
Well, we have horses for that reason.
I mean, at your discretion. I have to say, I might feel slightly more comfortable.
Doing it would is
Well,
help.
Well, actually, no. I was more thinking once we were all gathered.
Yeah, because Anna still has to get here, and I'm pretty fucked up right now. So
So if he's gonna keep for 10 days, we could take a long rest. We could wait for Anais to find us. And we could try bringing him back then.
Yes, I almost feel like we don't have a whole lot of time left tonight before we need to have a long
Yeah.
rest.
do you all mind if I go to sleep and just nurse that, and someone else can take watch? And as I go to sleep, I'm gonna try to think on positive memories, not the negative
It is
ones.
a really good night's sleep for Hadrian. The first, and as long as he can remember. Not haunted by endless battles and blood. Pleasant memories of walking through the blue and gray and white and golden stones of Ishgard. Pleasant memories of times in Astria. The journey through Marcouche with Garth. Playing dice with your new companions. There's so much to be happy about.
until the shadows begin to creep back in just before you wake up.
You push door, Magnar. Get some rest. I'll
Well,
keep
well,
watch.
Yeah,
We'll take turns.
No, it's
Keep in
fine.
mind, I don't exactly sleep.
Fair.
we're not far from the city. This should be reasonably safe territory, I hope. But yes, I'll get some sleep if you don't mind.
Go on. I'll
I'll-
take first watch.
I'll go ahead and have my 4-hour meditation. And then after that, I can just keep watch for the rest of the night.
All right. Magnar, as you are sleeping,
Mm.
you hear the sound of an anvil through the halls of Cormund. The rhythmic clang, clang, clang. And you begin to move, but not like you would normally. The walls shift and bend and rock and rise as the floor gets close and the ceiling gets higher. It's almost disorienting, making you nauseous as you're trying to get closer to the sound, this clanging, clang, clang. As you almost arc around a corner and glide over all of the brilliant Cormund mines. You can see the sprawling dome structure inside the heart of the volcano, the layers and layers of the dwarven homes and cities and twisting stone staircases, and the glorious forge off to the side. You dive down, swooping, gliding just above the magma, feeling the heat across you, lifting you higher and higher and higher as you get closer and closer to the clanging, as you see yourself at the forge and swoop past as yourself turns to look at you. Then everything swirls as this brilliant golden filigreed clockwork hawk soars past you, Magnar. Little gears tumbling and crinkling. And you recognize at the heart of that hawk a small piece, a little gem with multiple rings and facets, each facet and line and edge of the stone cut lined with this golden brass material. And it's tiny, a little pebble that you swear you've seen in something before. As this bird flies past you and out, and you watch as reality stretches, and all of Cormund seems to open up into the glorious fields below. And you instinctively move with it and lift off as your whole body transforms into a bird flying alongside it into the fields. Gliding and twisting, soaring across the wind, feeling the currents of magic that move and shift through the world like great rivers as the confluxes, as you fly into a heart of darkness, an area of complete night. You see the ebbs and flows turning into spirals, whirlpools in these currents and eddies of magic turning to blood, twisting and souring as the bird and yourself begin to shiver and weep. And you hear the clanging of the anvil again and again and again, matching in rhythm with your heartbeat. Clang, clang, clang. And you wake up in the morning.
Bloody hell. That was magnificent and terrifying in equal parts. What was that heart? Where have I seen that? And what the bloody hell was that darkness? Where have I seen? I must know more. I'm going to pull out the notes that Addis left me.
Flipping through them, you find a diagram for you don't quite understand what it's saying, but as best as you can make out from what you have studied and know of the language, the word Aetherheart, and it's a depiction of what's at the core of the fish.
Yeah.
Which begins to about like there's the broken bits of the fish you can kind of see in it, and it's more like intuition and artistry kind of put different bits of information you had together along with whatever inspiration the dream was trying to tell you.
That's the spark of life in these creatures. That's what needs to be fixed. I think I finally know. Well, I know why it's dead. How can I get the spark back into it? I think he's finally going to actually smash the glass orb that holds the fish.
Make a athletics check for me.
Okay. $20.
Despite the resilience that this glass seems to have, it does take a bit of effort, and you have to hit it several times to crack. Kind of surprised at how unfragile it is, but eventually you smash it, and the water flows and like begins to hiss and just evaporate. And for a brief moment, the fish twitches and then goes limp.
Oh boy. But he's going to start studying it and the pieces.
All right. And I believe we're going to call it there for the night. So don't get too far ahead without Anais as the rest of you guys finish your long rest, and we'll wake up in the morning. Thank you, everyone, for watching. Thank you to our producer, Nick, and all of our Patreons. And thank you to all of our wonderful viewers that support us, keep talking and cheering us on and sending us all the wonderful little notes and fun. And I think other than that, all we have left to do is say great game and to tell all of you, say goodnight, Kira.
Good night, who?
Good night, Kira.
Kira! Good night, Kira!
Good night, Kira. Yeah.
Good night, Kara.